What would you assume about a person if you walked into their room and saw all of this? You'd probably know that 1, they are irresponsible with their finances, 2, they spend way too much time playing video games and watching anime, and 3, they are a weeb motherfucker. So, I'm gonna share with you guys some of the stuff going on here and kind of explain the story behind it, maybe let you know where I got it. Because I do get a lot of questions about, you know, specific things on this shelf. I just kind of tried to begin organizing all of my weeb shit so that you could get a better look at it. But yeah, like I get a lot of questions about where I got my stuff and how expensive it was, so I'll try to kind of explain that. But I have a lot, and this isn't even all of it. I have even more in America that I wasn't able to ship with me. Like I have hundreds of dollars worth of autographs and stuff that I got from conventions. So I'm gonna have to figure out how my parents are gonna send it to me because I probably won't be going back to America anytime soon. I live in Taiwan right now, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some of this shit behind me. So first of all, I like to collect shot glasses. So when I do get a PO box and you wanna send me something cheap, I love getting shot glasses from the different countries I visit. This is the last one I got, or most recent one I got. This was from Vietnam, and I'm hoping that this will focus. Okay, focus! Focus. Okay, there we go. So it's like 2 ladies kind of walking together, and they're wearing like the traditional Vietnamese hat, and it says Vietnam on it. This one I got in South Korea, and it has the South Korean flag. This is from Japan, of course. From Japan. It has a little sumo wrestler on it. This is from my friend from Disneyland in California. He sent this to me. This is another one from Japan. This is from Kyoto. I think I got this in Kyoto. And it has a geisha on it. Sorry, the zoom is like having a little bit of a struggle. I want to get the zoom on there. Come on. Okay, there we go. So you get to see the little details and the cherry blossoms in the back. I have so many more shot glasses back home, but I've been trying to get my sister to somehow send them to me because my parents aren't very responsible with my shit. So I'm hoping that they're not broken or lost or sold, which is something my family likes to do to my shit. So hopefully that didn't happen. This is the only figure that I brought with me from the States. I just thought he would be a good luck charm. This is my Deadpool, and I really like these pop figures, but I can't find pop figures anywhere here in Asia. I mean, I sometimes see them at like very specific kind of shops that sell figures, but yeah, pop figures aren't very big here. They're really into like buying figures from Japan, and this is an American product. So yeah, they're not really super popular here. I haven't found many. This is Gudetama. I forget what the Chinese name is. Like China and Taiwan, they have these weird names for like all of these popular characters. They can't like stick to the name that the country gave them. They have to like make their own name, which is really confusing. But yeah, the Chinese name for this guy, it literally is like Little Eggman or something. And it's super cute. I'm a big fan of Gudetama. This was the first thing I purchased in Asia, and this is a Totoro figure. If you go to any Asian country, it'll be super easy for you to find a Totoro store or a Studio Ghibli store. They're everywhere in Asia. There's a big one in Seoul, South Korea. Actually, there's a couple of them. They're all over Tokyo and Kyoto and pretty much every province in Japan, and they have cheaper products, cheaper Totoro non-licensed products here in Taiwan. I would go with the non-licensed stuff because this official Studio Ghibli stuff is super expensive. This cost me $16 US, but when I bought this, I was jet lagged as hell, and I had a little 2-hour stop in Japan at Narita Airport. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna buy something and I didn't realize how expensive it was. So yeah, this is a ridiculously expensive Totoro figure, but that's because it's official Studio Ghibli stuff. So don't do that. Just go to the little stands, go to those little like dollar store stuff. You can find quality in Asia if you look for it. Now, I think you can easily guess what my favorite Pokemon is just by looking at these guys. So Eevee is my favorite. I think it's called Ebu in Chinese. Like I said, they have a different name for all of the Pokemon in Chinese, and it's super confusing because like all my students really love Pokemon and I want to like talk to them in break time and kind of get to know them and what they like, but it's kind of difficult because all of the Pokemon have different names. So I'm trying to learn some of the Chinese names for the Pokemon just to kind of like bond with them and maybe teach them. But yeah, this is Ebu or Eevee and Vaporeon. I forget what the Chinese name for Vaporeon is because it's like super long and it probably means like water something. Like it's pretty interesting when you translate some of these Chinese names. But yeah, this is Vaporeon. Vaporeon is my favorite Pokemon, my favorite transformation of Eevee. That's probably not the right word. I'm not a Pokemon expert, but I love Eevee. And so I always try to get something Pokemon related. And I got both of these at the Pokemon store actually I got this one in Seoul. So this was in Seoul, South Korea. This was actually like maybe $7. So like I said, it's way cheaper to get the unlicensed stuff. So if you want to like shop on a budget, don't go to the official licensed stores of these products because of course they're going to be more expensive. And you can find really affordable shops that sell Pokemon stuff in Taipei, for example. But I got this at the Pokemon store, and let's see, how much was it? It doesn't say, it does not say the price, but I'm pretty sure I spent about $20 US on this, which is ridiculous. But the Pokemon store is crazy expensive. When I go there, I don't usually buy stuff for myself. I usually just buy gifts for my nephews because it's kind of cool to get a neat Pokemon gift from Japan from your aunt. So yeah, I don't usually spend too much money on myself at the Pokemon store. But yeah, usually when I go to Japan, I buy these things. So these little guys, you get them at these vending machines in Japan. I forget what the vending machines are called, but they're really affordable, maybe like $1 each or $2 at most. And they have different themes. Like these guys have little sunglasses on them. Every month, the Pokemon store has a different theme for Pokemon, for Pikachu specifically. Oh, these guys are falling over. So if you get like a Pokemon store membership, you can get like the monthly Pikachu, but they also have these little, you know, figures. So the month that I got there, this was January of 2017, this was the theme that they had. And I have a poster right here too of the different Pikachus cosplaying. These Pikachus are basically cosplaying. And then there's this theme, which was last June 2016. Let's put him right here so we can get a better view of him. And he's also cosplaying as like another Pokemon. And yeah, so every month at the Pokemon store, they have like a different theme. It's really cool. So now that we're here, oh yeah, and this is the sleeping Pokemon theme. I got these actually in South Korea, but they were officially licensed by the Pokemon store as well. If you look here, you'll see that I have a Mikasa. I think she was one of the first official anime figures that I bought. I wasn't super into anime when I first got to Japan, but this really stuck out to me. So she actually cost me about, I think, $45 US. She was on sale because her box was damaged. So yeah, but she's still in great condition, and yeah, she just looks great. And behind her are some two Tokyo Ghoul basically buttons, but they fall apart. They don't stay very well on my backpack, so I just put them right here.
but I got these at a store in Zhongli Night Market. So if you go to the Zhongli Night Market, they have a bunch of Tokyo Ghoul stuff and just a bunch of other anime stuff. Like One Piece is really huge here. Yeah. So down here, I got this at the Nambu bus terminal in South Korea. If you're in South Korea, you have to go to the Nambu bus terminal. This is Supersonico. So I don't really know much about Supersonico except that it was created to advertise a product. Oh wow, she's super dusty. I need to dust her. Oh my god. Sorry, girl. So I got into Supersonico because I'm big into Jessica Negri, and Jessica Negri is like obsessed with this girl, and she's done some fantastic cosplay. Jessica Negri is like a famous, or she's like a professional cosplayer, and she does some amazing cosplay of this girl. And this is a cute little anime Supersonico. She's got like this little guitar, and she's one of the least busty characters that Supersonico figures make. Supersonico has some ridiculous boobs. So this is Vocaloid. I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Vocaloid is. I have another poster. This is actually from a calendar that I got in Japan. I got this one in Japan at the same store that I got Mikasa, and she was also really cheap. I think I spent like $30 or maybe $25 on her. She was very affordable. So yeah, and that's great because if you go to other places, like I know at Nambu bus terminal in South Korea, this figure was actually way more expensive, but because I was able to get it in Japan, I think maybe it just was a better deal. So if you want to know where I got Mikasa and this girl, it was actually at a shopping mall in Kyoto. So I will try to figure out where that was, but yeah, it had some very like really affordable prices for Japan. I was super surprised. And I got Supersonico. I got Supersonico in Nambu bus terminal in South Korea, like kind of near, almost near Gangnam area. It's at the actual bus stop. Like you just go to the train station, Nambu bus terminal, get off there, and you will find this huge electronics market, and it has everything. And there's like rows upon rows of amazing anime stuff and action figures, and it's one of the best places to go if you're a nerd in South Korea, and I miss it so much. I love that place, and I spent way too much money there. But yeah, so I got these guys in Akihabara, right? Akihabara. Yeah, Akihabara, Japan, and there's just these cute little cheap stores where they will sell used action figures. So people will sell their action figures, and if they don't come in the box anymore, then you can get it even cheaper. And this is of course Riku from Final Fantasy X. If this will, yeah, there we go. And she's super cute. And of course I have Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. And yeah. So I got those in Akihabara, Japan. So speaking of licensed stuff, I got this guy as well as this poster at the official Square Enix cafe stores in Tokyo. There's one in Akihabara. I got this one in another store, I forget where it was, but I would recommend going to the one in Akihabara because it's really big and they have more posters available. I don't know if they still have these Final Fantasy XV posters, but it's definitely worth checking it out if you are in Akihabara. I got this from the Tamagotchi store. This was actually a little Tamagotchi figure. They still sell Tamagotchis in Japan. And all these other posters. I got this at a bookstore in Zhongli Station. I got these at, I think I got these at Nambu bus terminal in South Korea. And these I got online in America. This guy was a gift from a friend. I have a couple of more gifts from friends that I have scattered around my room, but I really just wanted to focus on, you know, where I buy all of this nerdy stuff and, you know, what the prices were and stuff. But mostly, if you want to go and buy nerdy crap,
in South Korea, you have to go to Nambu bus terminal. That's where I got a lot of this stuff. And if you want to go get some good deals on stuff, go to one of the shopping malls in Kyoto or go to Akihabara in Japan. But just so you know, Akihabara is super dangerous and I almost always spend hundreds of dollars there. So yeah, and that's what I typically spend my money on here, but I'm trying not to buy too many more action figures because I have way too much as it is, and I have to think of, I'm constantly moving from country to country and I plan on moving in a year or two to another country. So if I'm like constantly moving and just getting more and more it's really hard to like take all of this with me. So yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it was a little bit educational for you. I'll try to put links in the description to some of these places that I've been so that maybe you can check those places out if you're ever in Asia. Of course, if you like this video, be sure to share it and like, comment, all of that good stuff. And with that, I should go.
This video is thanks to the patrons. I don't make any profit from these YouTube videos, so they help me keep paying for the equipment, the video games, and the editing software that I use to make this content for this hobby of mine. This is really just a hobby and they help me keep it going. So if you want to join my Patreon and just donate $1 a month, you can suggest topics for future videos, ask me QA questions that I will address on live streams, and get a bunch of other perks. So check it out if you're interested. If you're not, just continue to keep watching and enjoying.